Yo, what's up, you handsome devils? What's going on, guys? What's up? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Here's me face. All right, so what are we going to see happen? What are we going to see happen? We're going to listen to Powell a little bit later. So yeah, let's get into the chat a little bit, guys. So XCN looks like it bounced all the way up to about 3 cents 8. 3 cents 8 today, guys. Now, from my understanding, I haven't checked yet, but from my understanding, they've announced what everyone was expecting was a continued pause, right? That they're not cutting rates. And that's, I get the hiccups here. That's not new information. I mean, that's exactly what we were expecting to happen, right? So basically a nothing burger. And that's, no rate cuts or hikes from the Fed. That's a nothing burger, yes. So in saying that, guys, that's not what we care about right now. That's not the news, okay? If you're new to this, guys, what matters and what we're waiting for is that Jerome Powell is going to speak in about an hour, from my understanding. Okay, about an hour, give or take. And I'm going to show it to you here live. But what's important is what Jerome Powell says in his press conference. Everyone was expecting a pause. What's important and what the market is going to respond to is whether Powell is hawkish or dovish, right? Is he going to be positive about the economy and about, is he going to allude to rate cuts or money printing moving forward, or working with Trump's administration based on what Trump wants, which is rate cuts? Or is he going to be adversarial to what Trump said, and is he going to stick to no rate cuts? And the market will dump if that happens. If he doesn't at least sound open to rate cuts and money printing and Trump and all that kind of stuff, if he doesn't sound open to that, then we're going to see a dump to the downside, right? So what I'm expecting initially, what happens every single time Powell speaks, every month, we see a dump and then a quick, over the next couple hours, a quick recovery. So personally, I'm sitting on the sides. I'm waiting with some dry powder. And if the market kind of responds in the short term and I mean short, I mean very short, like a couple of hours, if it responds in a negative way and we get a bit of a dump, then I'm going to buy some stuff, right? If it's positive, if it's positive, the market pumps right away, then obviously I'm not buying anything, right? So at this point in time. But that is what's important. It doesn't matter that there's a pause. We knew there was going to be a pause. We knew that a month ago, right? So yeah. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. As always, man, as always, Metal Detecting England. What's going on, man? 85 crash. What did Powell say? He hasn't spoken yet. He doesn't speak for another hour. Moto, what's going on, dog? What's going on? Hey, Rob, 10,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Yes, we broke the 10,000 subscriber barrier last night, guys. Thanks to all of you guys for that. It's a testament to you guys. It's a testament to the channel and all the hard work that we put in over the last 2 years, guys. So thank you so much for that, guys. Let's continue to grow. The next target, the next goal is what? 25? What do you guys think? 25,000 subs? Let's go for it, man. Let's go for it. Devin, can't wait to have our one-on-one this afternoon. You guys missing out if you're not on the Patreon. Yes, Devin, exactly. We got a one-on-one. We're going to do that. I'll get to your one-on-one AMA this afternoon once we're done here on this live stream. This live stream might run a little late, though, because Powell will be speaking, and we're going to stick around for it, right? So, but yeah, guys, listen, if you want to get in on, if you want to book some one-on-one coaching sessions with me, some AMAs, help you out with your portfolio, help you out with your structure, with your gems, with all that stuff, guys, get over to the Patreon and book your spot now, because I'm telling you, those spots book really, really fast. They book up really, really fast. Is he speaking right now? Let's see. I'm going to check. Oh, he is. Here we go, guys. I'm going to jump over to Powell speaking.
Mr. Chairman, at a event in Davos, or from to Davos anyway, the president said he'll demand that interest rates drop immediately. So
First question.
Has the president done this to you? Has he made that demand? Secondly, what is your response to that? And third, what effect, if anything, if any, does a president making these kind of remarks have on policy? Thank you.
3 questions. I'm seeing it really as one question though, so I'm not going to have any response or comment whatsoever on what the president said.
Thank God.
It's not appropriate for me to do so.
Thank God.
The public should be confident that we will continue to do our work as we always have, focusing on using our tools to achieve our goals and really keeping our heads down and doing our work, and that's how we best serve the public.
That's the best answer we could have got.
Whether he's physically communicating this demand to you?
I've had no contact.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nick Timmeros, The Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, you and several of your colleagues said around the time of the last meeting that your policy stance was meaningfully restrictive. Given economic and financial market developments since then, how has your confidence changed in an assessment that says interest rates are meaningfully restrictive?
I don't think that my assessment really has changed. I mean, a couple of things have happened. We've gotten more strong data, but we've also seen rates move up at the long end, which could represent a tightening in financial conditions. I think if we look back over the past year or so, we can see that policy is restrictive. If you look at the effect of high rates on interest-sensitive spending, for example, in housing, and if you look at the achievement of our goal variables, we're seeing the economy move toward 2% inflation and has moved largely to maximum employment. So we really look at the movement toward the goal variables to make that assessment. Now, policy is meaningfully less restrictive than it was before we began to cut. It's 100 basis points less restrictive, and for that reason, we're going to be focusing on seeing real progress on inflation, or alternatively some weakness in the labor market before we consider making adjustments.
If I could follow up. Does the economy here warrant meaningfully restrictive interest rates? And would you judge interest rates to still be meaningfully restrictive if you were to lower them by another quarter point?
So I think our policy stance is very well calibrated, as I mentioned, to balance the achievement of our two goals. We want policy to be restrictive enough to continue to foster further progress toward a 2% inflation goal. At the same time, we don't need to see further weakening in the labor market to achieve that goal. And that's kind of what we've been getting. The labor market has really been broadly stable. The unemployment rate has been broadly stable now for 6 months. Conditions seem to be broadly in balance. And I'd say you look at the last couple of inflation readings and you see we don't overreact to 2 good readings or 2 bad readings, but nonetheless, the last couple of readings have suggested more positive readings. So I think policy is well positioned.
Sounds positive.
Colby from the New York Times.
Colby Smith with the New York Times. Chair Powell, how should we interpret the removal of the line from the statement that inflation has made progress towards the 2% goal? Is that no longer the case?
No. So let me look. If you just look at the first paragraph, we did a little bit of language cleanup there. We took out a reference to since earlier in the year as it related to the labor market. And we just chose to shorten that sentence. Again, I mean, if you look at the sort of intermeeting data, it was good. And there was another inflation reading, I guess, just before the December meeting. So we've got two good readings in a row that are consistent with 2% inflation. Again, we're not going to overinterpret 2 good or 2 bad readings, but this was not meant to send a signal. Other than this, you can take away from all of this that we remain committed to achieving our 2% inflation goal sustainably.
And just to follow up, we've seen inflation expectations across a number of measures rise sharply, which has in part been linked to tariff concerns. But there's also been this encouraging data that you mentioned in terms of CPI and rent indices. So how would you characterize concerns about upside risks to inflation across the committee, especially those tied to policies related to the Trump administration?
Well, I'd say you see expectations moving up a little bit at the short end, but not at the longer end, where it really matters. And those could be related to what you mentioned, some of the new policies. I think where the committee is very much in the mode of waiting to see what policies are enacted. We don't know what will happen with tariffs, with immigration, with fiscal policy, and with regulatory policy. We're only just beginning to see, actually are not really beginning to see much. And I think we need to let those policies be articulated before we can even begin to make a plausible assessment of what their implications for the economy will be. So we're going to be watching carefully, and as we always do, this is no different than any other set of policy changes at the beginning of an administration. We'll patiently watch and understand, and kind of not be in a hurry to get to a place of understanding what our policy response should be until we see how it plays out.
Michael McKee.
Michael McKee for Bloomberg Television and Radio. You and your colleagues normally condition future policy for Bloomberg Television and Radio. You and your colleagues normally condition future policy moves with the phrase, if the economy develops as we anticipate. Is it fair to say that since there's a lot unknown about what this administration's fiscal policies are actually going to be, that you don't have a medium to long-term economic forecast that you can have confidence in? Or if that's not true, can you lay out what you think is going to happen in the economy, how you see it developing?
Well, at all times, forecasts are conditional at a minimum on just a set of expectations, and they're highly uncertain in both directions. We know that economic forecasting is really difficult beyond just a month or two out. So in the current situation, there's probably some elevated uncertainty because of significant policy shifts in those four areas that I mentioned: tariffs, immigration, fiscal policy, and regulatory policy. So there's probably some additional uncertainty, but that should be passing. We should go through that, and then we'll be back to the regular amount of uncertainty. So, what forecasters are doing, not just us, but everybody's doing, is they've got sort of just a set of assumptions about what might happen, but they're really kind of in the nature of a placeholder. And meaning, plausible could be, but honestly, you wouldn't stand behind it because you just don't know. And so you're just on hold, waiting to see what comes down. It's a very large economy, and policies affected at the margin. But we're going to wait and see.
If I can follow up, the idea that you feel the economy that policy is restrictive suggests that the Fed in general wants to continue to lower interest rates. So when you look at the data that you are dependent on, are you looking for data that tell you that you can cut, or data that will tell you you should hold?
We're looking. It's more the way it works is we are looking at the data to guide us in what we should do. And, that's what we do. And right now, we feel like we're in a very good place. Policy is well positioned. The economy is in quite a good place, actually, as well. And what we do expect is to see further progress on inflation. And, as I mentioned, as we see that, or if we were to see weakening in the labor market, that could foster, we could then be in a position of making further adjustments. But right now, we don't see that, and we see things as in a really good place for policy and for the economy. And so we feel like we don't need to be in a hurry to make any adjustments.
Howard.
Howard Schneider with Reuters. Thank you very much. In 2021 at a central bank conference, you said, quote, throughout my career in both public and private sectors, I've seen that the best and most successful organizations are often the ones that have a strong and persistent commitment to diversity and inclusion. These organizations consistently attract the best talent by investing in and retaining a world-class workforce. First question is, do you still believe that? And if so, how do you intend to put that belief into practice while remaining consistent with the recent executive order prohibiting diversity and inclusion efforts?
So let me say yes in answer to your first question, but To the second question, I want to say this. We are, like others, we're reviewing the orders and the associated details as they're made available. And as has been our practice over many administrations, we are working to align our policies with the executive orders as appropriate and consistent with applicable law. And I want to add that I'm not going to have anything more specific for you today on this whole set of issues.
Well, if I could just follow up quickly on that. I'm wondering how you're getting that to be consistent with the Dodd-Frank law's stipulations about maintaining an Office of Minority and Women's Inclusion.
So I did mention consistent with applicable law. All right.
Boom.
Elizabeth. Thanks so much. Elizabeth Schulze with ABC News. Just to follow up on Steve's question, what reassurance can you give the American public that the Fed will continue to operate independent of politics under this administration?
You know, as I've said countless times over the years, this is who we are. This is what we do. We study the data. We analyze how it will affect the outlook and the balance of risks, and we use our tools to try to, given our best understanding, our best thinking, try to achieve our goals. That's what we do. That's always what we do. Don't look for us to do anything else. And that's, you know, lots of research shows that's the best way for a central bank to operate. That'll give us the best possible chance to achieve these goals for the benefit of the American people. That's always what we're going to do, and people should have confidence in that, as I said a few minutes ago.
You've said that the Fed is in wait-and-see mode based on the policies that come out of this administration. Has the Fed started to model what policies like mass deportations, changes in immigration policy specifically, would look like for the workforce and for inflation?
So one of the things our staff does is they look at a range of possible outcomes, and they tend to go from really good to really bad, and you know it's one of the best things that they do. And in each teal book, you can look at the 5-year-old teal books and see there are alternative simulations. So that's what they do. There'll be a baseline, and then they'll show 6 or 7 alternative scenarios, including really good ones and not so good ones. And what those do is they spark, you know, the policymakers to sort of think and understand about the uncertainties that surround us. So yes, the staff does that, and we're all well aware that the range of possibilities is always broad, and not just now but always. And it's hard to be open to just how broad the possibilities are for an economy. You know, no one saw the pandemic coming, and it was, you know, it changed everything. So things happen, and but yes, we do that. But it's different. It's one thing to do that, to make assessments about what might happen and begin to think about what you might do in that case, but you don't act until you see much more than we see now.
Katerina Saraiva, Bloomberg News. You know, last month you talked about a future rate cut as being pretty, you know, significantly predicated on more progress in inflation. With the characterization of the labor market in the statement today, would you say that that's even more so the case now?
I'd say it's the same. You know, we want to see, you know, further progress on inflation. And, you know, the story's there. We're just going to have to see the data. At the end of the day, it comes down to 12-month inflation, because that takes out the seasonality issues that may exist. And, you know, we're just going to need to see that. We think we see the pathway for that to happen. One example, a key example, is that you now do see owner's equivalent rent and housing services, the way it's calculated for PCE. You see that coming down pretty steadily now, and that's the place where most of the remaining gap is. In addition, a big part of the overrun, as you will know, was from non-market services, which don't tend to send much signal. So you can look through all that and think, okay, that then we seem to be set up for further progress. But being seen to set up for it is one thing, having it is another. So we're going to want to see further progress on inflation. But remember, we're not, we're under 2%, but our goal is 2%, and we do mean to get back sustainably to 2%.
And in terms of the labor market, I mean, how is that broadly, you said a broad set of indicators show that it's in pretty solid place. Was there broad agreement on that? There's been a few underlying indicators that are showing perhaps some weakness, a low hiring rate, workers reporting that it's increasingly difficult to find a job. Is that of concern to the committee?
So you're right. I mean, we look at, of course, a very broad range. And so it starts with unemployment, with the unemployment rate, employment participation, wages, job quits, are people quitting, that kind of thing, the ratio of vacancies to unemployed. We look at all those things, and you put your finger though on it's a low hiring environment. So if you have a job, it's all good. But if you have to find a job, it's all finding rate, the hiring rates have come down, and that's more typical of a. Let's say that the unemployment, that the labor market is at a sustainable level. It's not overheated anymore. We don't think we need it to cool off anymore. We do watch it extremely carefully. It's one of our 2 goal variables. But I'd say we watch those things quite carefully. But nonetheless, overall, look at the aggregate data in the labor market. The labor market does seem to be pretty stable and broadly in balance when you've got an unemployment rate that has been pretty stable now for a full half a year.
Edward.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence with Fox Business. On employment, now you said there's a broad range of possibilities, but last September you said, quote, "We understand that there's been quite an influx across the borders, and that has actually been one of the things that's allowed unemployment rate to rise." Now that the flow of the border has slowed and we're seeing deportations, how do you expect the unemployment rate to react?
So what's happening is that the flows across the border have decreased very significantly, and there's every reason to expect that to continue. But job creation has come down a bit too. So, if those 2 things come down together, that sort of can be a reason for the unemployment rate to stabilize. In other words, the break-even rate, as population growth slows, the break-even rate that you need in new jobs to make make jobs for workers declines as well. So that seems to be something about what's happening. You do see a very flat unemployment rate at a time when you've seen significant declines.
I want to ask you about Fed employment. I know that tax money is not used here, but Elon Musk alleges that the Fed is, quote, absurdly overstaffed. We've seen the executive branch push to reduce the federal workforce. I just want to get your reaction.
We run a very careful budget process. We're fully aware that we owe that to the public, and we believe we do that. I've got no further comment than that. Thanks.
Chris.
Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. President Trump has said he will lower inflation by reducing gas and energy costs. Do you see such costs as a particular driver of inflation, and would lowering them have a dramatic effect?
Chris, I'm not going to react or discuss anything that any elected politician might say. So I'll give you a mulligan.
Okay, thank you. Well, nearly 2 weeks ago, the Fed said it was withdrawing from the network for greening the financial system, even as we have significant wildfires in Los Angeles doing billions of dollars in damage. And of course, the NGFS, as you know, is a group to talk about how the financial system could address climate change. Many commentators did see the timing as political. Why did you leave that organization? Can you explain that decision?
Sure, I'd be glad to. So we considered this, really at length, and we did decide to withdraw from the NGFS. And really the reason is that the work that the NGFS does has broadened very significantly. You think about nature-related risks and biodiversity and things like that. In addition, the work of the NGFS is in significant part intended to, and this is a quote, mobilize mainstream finance to support the transition toward a sustainable economy. So we joined to get the benefit of understanding what other central banks were doing and seeing research and things like that. I think this is just way beyond any plausible mandate that you could attribute to the Fed. And so we have a quite narrow role, as I've said many times. And I think that the activities of the NGFS are not a good fit for the Fed, given our current mandate and authority. So, and I just think it was time to acknowledge that, this process dates back a couple of years. I made the decision to bring this to the board, some months ago. It just the process just took time to get here, and this is when we got it and voted on it. So, and I'm aware of how it can look, but it was really not driven by politics. It was driven by kind of the disconnect between the work of the NGFS and our mandate. Other central banks have different mandates and belong to the NGFS. We have no criticism of them, but it just isn't. It's not right for the Fed.
Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew Ackerman with the Washington Post. I'm wondering if you could talk more about what further progress would look like for consumers.
Well, 2% inflation down to 2% sustainably is what we're trying to achieve. You know, we're somewhat above that, as you know, and you know we want to see serial readings that suggest that we're making further progress on inflation. That's what we want to see. And consumers will pick that up, of course, in the things that they buy at the grocery store or at the store.
The other thing I wanted to ask was just how far away you think you are from neutral.
Yeah, you can't know with any precision, of course. As I like to say, that you know the neutral rate by its works. So I think at 4.3%, we're above pretty much everyone on the committee's estimates of the longer run neutral. I think our eyes are telling us that our policy is having the effects on the economy. That's really the question we ask. You can consult models, empirical models, theoretical models. You really have to just look out the window and see how your policy rate is affecting the economy. And I think we see that it's having meaningful effects in bringing inflation under control. It has helped bring the labor market into balance as well. So that's what we think. I would say we're meaningfully above it. I have no illusion that anyone knows precisely how much that is. But not knowing that and having cut 100 basis points means that it's appropriate that we not be in a hurry to make further adjustments.
Victoria.
Victoria Guido with Politico. So as a general matter, when it comes to executive orders and OMB memos, do those always apply to the Fed, sometimes never, or do you just often voluntarily comply? What is the legality there?
So it's been our practice, as I mentioned, to work to align our policies to those that are mentioned in the executive orders, and I'm just going to leave it at that. As I mentioned, I'm not going to go any deeper than that or get into any deeper into this set of issues today.
Claire.
Claire Jones from the Financial Times. Two questions, if I may, on tariffs. Well, first of all, we've seen global trade wars before, notably in 2019, last time around, but then we were in a very different place on both inflation and growth. If we see tariffs of the same sort of magnitude that we got then, which I know is big if, what do you think might be different this time around? And secondly, Tiff Macklem said there was no doubt that the threat of tariffs was a big driver of the cut by the Bank of Canada today. What sort of information would the Fed need to see on tariffs before it was willing to take such a preemptive move? Thank you.
Sorry.
What sort of information would you need to see on tariffs? Would you need to see a strategy, actual implementation, actual movement of inflation expectations before you're actually willing to change the path of monetary policy on the basis of it?
Yeah, so first of all, things are a little different now. We've just come through a high inflation period, and you can argue that both ways. You can say that companies have figured out that they do like to raise prices, but we also hear a lot from companies these days that consumers have really had it with price increases. And so I don't know how that shakes out. Nonetheless, you're coming through a situation where we're not quite back to 2%, and that's just different. In addition, the kind of footprint of trade has changed a lot as trade is now spread around. It's not as concentrated in China as it was. There was a lot more manufacturing. It moved to Mexico and other places. So there are differences, and I just think the range of possibilities is very, very wide. We just don't know, and I don't want to start speculating, as tempting as it is, because we really don't know. And we didn't know, by the way, in 2000 and I guess 18. We didn't really know. And, again, the range of possibilities very, very wide. We don't know what's going to be tariffed. We don't know for how long or how much, what countries. We don't know about retaliation. We don't know how it's going to transmit through the economy to consumers. That really does remain to be seen. There are lots of places where that price increase from the tariff can show up between the manufacturer and the consumer. Just so many variables. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And the best we can do is what we've done, which is study up on this and look at historical experience, read the literature, and think about the factors that might matter. And then we'll just have to see how it goes.
Courtney. Thank you. Courtney Brown from Axios. Two unrelated questions. The first is whether or not there was any discussion about QT and the timeline for ending QT at this meeting. And then the second question is just, I wonder if the AI prompted sell-off in the stock market this week signaled anything to you about the state of financial conditions?
So let's talk about runoff. So the most recent data do suggest that reserves are still abundant. Reserves remain roughly as high as they were when runoff began, and the federal funds rate has been very steady within the target range. We track a bunch of metrics, and they do tend to point to reserves being abundant. We do intend to reduce the size of our balance sheet to a level that's consistent with implementing monetary policy efficiently and effectively in our ample reserves regime. We're closely monitoring a range of indicators to assess conditions, and that should provide signals whether reserves are approaching a level that could be judged as, quote, somewhat above ample. I don't have anything to say to you about particular dates. It's just that's the process, and what we see is that rates do appear to be abundant. As always, we stand ready to take appropriate action to support the smooth transition of monetary policy, including to adjust the details of our approach for reducing the size of the balance sheet in light of economic and financial developments. On AI, it's a big event in the stock market and in particular parts of the stock market. I mean, what really matters for us is macro developments, and that means substantial changes in financial conditions that are persistent for a period of time. So I wouldn't put that label on these events, although, of course, we're all watching it with interest.
Simon.
Simon Urbanovich with The Economist. Thank you. You mentioned in your remarks that activity in the housing sector seems to have stabilized. At the same time, since your first rate cut in September, long-term mortgage rates have gone up by a full percentage point back above 7%. Wondering, kind of looking forward, are you confident that activity will remain stable given how elevated mortgage rates are? How does it fit into your broader thinking about the economy?
So, as you know, as we've reduced our policy rate 100 basis points, longer rates have gone up, not because of expectations, not principally because of expectations about our policy or about inflation. It's more a term premium story. So, and it's long rates that matter for housing. So I don't think, I think these higher rates are they're probably hold back housing activity to some extent if they're persistent. We'll have to see how long they persist. So, we control an overnight rate. Generally, it propagates through the whole family of asset prices, including interest rates. But in this particular case, it's all happened at a time when, for reasons unrelated to our policy, longer rates have moved up.
Jennifer.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. You said you want to see further progress on inflation. Given that households appear to be unhappy with the elevated level of prices, do you believe the committee should wait until inflation has fallen back to target to cut rates again?
No, I wouldn't say that. We've never said we need to be all the way at target to reduce rates. At any time, what we're doing is we're looking at the economy and asking whether our policy stance is the right one to achieve maximum employment and price stability. So I think if we would want to see further progress, but we think our as I mentioned, we think that our policy stance is restrictive, meaningfully restrictive, not highly restrictive, but meaningfully restrictive. And so I would think we need to see further progress. I wouldn't say all the way back down to 2% on a sustainable basis, although we'd love to see that, of course, and we will.
I'm
And
super
separate
bullish,
question
guys.
for you on tariffs. Curious whether the threat of tariffs and not knowing whether they could stick or not creates uncertainty for business here in the United States and could cause them to pull back, ultimately weighing on growth. Does the threat of tariffs cause you to ponder your growth forecast?
You know, I want to avoid commenting even indirectly on the conduct of tariffs. You know, it's not our job, and it's not our job to comment on the moves that people make. So I wouldn't want to criticize anything that's happening or really comment on it one way or another, praise it for that matter. It's just not our job. I do think that, you know, we found in 2018, there was a lot of work done on trade policy uncertainty. Trade policy uncertainty, if it's large and persistent, can start to matter for businesses making investment decisions and things like that. That's not something I'm observing today. It's very early days for this, but I think that did matter in 2018-19, and it's one of many things we'll be watching.
Matt.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Matt Egan from CNN. Following up on Courtney's question from earlier about the stock market, how concerned are you, if at all, about potential asset bubble brewing in financial markets? How do relatively high market valuations factor into considerations about potentially lowering interest rates further? Is that something that's in the back of your mind?
So we look at, from a financial stability perspective, at asset prices generally, along with things like leverage in the household sector, leverage in the banking system, funding risk for banks and things like that. But it's just one of the four things asset prices are. And yeah, I'd say they're elevated by many metrics right now. A good part of that, of course, is this thing around tech and AI. But we look at that. But you know, we look at how resilient the households and businesses and the financial sector are to those things. So we look at that mainly from a financial stability perspective, and we think that there's a lot of resilience out there. Banks have high capital, and households are actually overall, not all households, but in the aggregate, households are in pretty good shape financially these days. So that's how we think about that. We look at overall financial conditions, and you can't just take equity prices. You've got to look at rates too, and that represents a tightening in conditions with higher rates. So overall, financial conditions are probably still somewhat accommodative, but it's a mixed bag.
Hi, Chair Powell. I'm Richard Escobedo with CBS News. One question for you. This month's statement notes that unemployment is stabilized at a low rate and that the labor market is solid. You walked through some of what's driving this, but I wonder what risks you see that might challenge your assessment.
Well, the things we discussed earlier, one is that there's a low hiring rate. And so that if there were to be a spike in layoffs, if companies were to start to reduce headcount, you would see unemployment go up pretty quickly because the hiring rate is quite low. So that's one thing we look at. I think it's worth pointing out that for lower income households, they're under significant pressure. And in the aggregate, the numbers are good, but we know that people at the lower end of the income spectrum are struggling with costs. And really, it's high inflation for the basics of life. It's not so much the inflation now, it's the price level, because inflation has raised prices. Inflation is now much closer to target, but people are really feeling that. But overall, this is a good labor market. You're at 4.1% unemployment. That's just a really good level, and you've been solidly there now for 6-7 months. And job creation is pretty close to a level that will hold the unemployment rate there, given that there'll be much slower population growth.
One more question. Some of the uncertainty around immigration policy, is, in your assessment, is that making it harder for businesses and the Fed to plan going forward?
We hear anecdotal reports, but I don't see it. There's nothing in the data yet on that. But you hear that kind of thing about construction, for example, and businesses that are dependent on immigrant labor are saying that it's suddenly gotten harder to get people. But again, I know you don't see that in the aggregate data yet, but yes, you hear it anecdotally.
Nick.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Nicholas Jasinski from Barron's. The uncertainty is certainly a theme today, and I'm wondering, are there any periods from your career or as it relates to markets, the economy, what's going on here in Washington and beyond, or from lessons from history that may provide some guidance for a central banker operating in uncertain times like today?
I guess I'd say this, uncertainty is with us all the time. It is human nature, apparently, to underestimate how fat the tails are in a way. The possibility, we think of things in a normal distribution, and in the economy, it's not a normal distribution. The tails are very fat, meaning things can happen way out of your expectations. It's never not that way. I wouldn't, if you think about it, think about the first few months of the pandemic. That was uncertainty. Are we going to be able to reopen the economy? If so, when? How much of it? How long will it take? That was uncertainty. What we have now is a good labor market. We have the economy growing at 2 to 2.5%. Inflation's come down to now the headline inflation number was 2.6, and that's what the public experiences. We look at core because it's a better indicator of future inflation. So yes, the price level went up a lot for inflation, and people are feeling that, and they're not wrong. But so the kind of uncertainty we have is just a usual level of uncertainty about the economy, but then policies which are not for us to criticize or praise, really. Those are policies which people have been elected to implement. They're implementing them with a view to making a better economy. And so I wouldn't call this out as one of those times. I wouldn't compare it to the global financial crisis or anything like that, given that we have actually a very good economy right now.
He just said we have a good economy too.
Evan
Very
Weiser with
bullish.
Market News International. Chair Powell, is a March cut still on the table? And then additionally, are you looking to see better than expected data on inflation to cut, or are you looking for inflation data that roughly aligns with current forecasts?
So as I mentioned, the economy's strong, the labor market's solid, downside risks to the labor market appear to have abated, and we think disinflation continues on a slow and sometimes bumpy path. That tells me, and the other members of the committee, the broad sense of the committee actually is that we don't need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance. Your second question was?
Whether or not you need to see better than expected inflation data, or just inflation data that roughly aligns with your current forecasts?
It's one of those things, we'll know it when we see it, but more the expectation is that we will make continued progress. And, that's what we want. We'll know it when we see it. It's going to have to be something that isn't just idiosyncratic. You're going to want to see, continued progress with housing services inflation. You're going to want to see inflation behaving in a way that builds confidence that we are really making progress. That's what it's going to be. And I mean, is that better than our expectations? We expect to see that. It's just a question of when.
Scott.
Hi, Chair Powell, Scott Horsley from NPR. In your 5-year review, you said the 2% inflation target won't be on the table. Can you talk a little about why? Is that because you think that's the right target, or is it because you don't want to move the goalpost mid-game, or what's behind that?
I think that goal has served us well over a long period of time. It's also the sort of global standard. I think that if a central bank wanted to look at changing that, you wouldn't do it at a time when you're not meeting it anyway. I would not look at changing it anyway, but I certainly wouldn't look at it at a time when you're not meeting it. I mean, there's just no interest at all in changing it. If I'm being at all unclear, we're not going to change the inflation goal anytime soon.
And 5 years ago, if I can paraphrase what y'all decided, it was you're going to not raise interest rates preemptively to head off inflation until you see sort of the whites of the eyes of inflation, because the solid labor market was so beneficial. Have the last few years changed your thinking about that?
So what we really said was that we wouldn't look at a strong labor market and raise rates unless we saw some evidence of inflation. So the thought was that we'd seen really low levels of of unemployment with no sign of inflation. So why would you preemptively want to put people out of work in the absence of any kind of any evidence that suggested that this was not a sustainable level? It was
Bullish,
a way
guys.
of acknowledging how much humility we have about the starred variables, especially U-star, the natural rate of unemployment. So that was an insight. We'll discuss that again. That'll be one of the many things that we discuss. But I don't think that insight is wrong. We didn't, we said what we said was that at times when inflation persistently undershot 2%, we would likely allow inflation to run moderately above 2% for some time. That's what we said. That turned out not to be relevant to what actually happened. There was nothing moderate about the overshoot. It was an exogenous event. It was the pandemic, and it happened. And our framework permitted us to act quite vigorously, and we did once we decided that that's what we should do. The framework had really nothing to do with the decision to. We looked at the inflation as transitory, and right up to the point where the data turned against that. And when the data turned against that in late 21, we changed our view and we raised rates a lot. And here we are at 4.1% unemployment and inflation way down. But the framework was more irrelevant than anything else. That part of it was irrelevant. The rest of the framework worked just fine as we used it, as it supported what we did to bring inflation down.
Let's go to Mark for the last question.
Hello, Chairman Powell. Mark Hamrick with Bankrate. As you know, in the annual report from the Financial Stability Oversight Council, among the risks outlined is cryptocurrency. Could you talk about those risks now? And regarding individuals and households, perhaps distinct from the concern about the financial system, do you worry that speculation in this unregulated asset class could hurt their financial well-being, or do you think it has a place in a household's portfolio?
So our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks, and we think it's, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and soundness. A good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. The threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in crypto activities. And that's because they're so new, and we don't want to make the mistake. If you're making a choice to conduct that activity inside a bank, which is inside the federal safety net with deposit insurance, then you want to be pretty sure that it's a safe and sound activity. So, we're not against innovation, and we certainly don't want to take actions that would cause banks to terminate customers who are perfectly legal, just because of excess risk aversion, may be related to regulation and supervision. So
that was a great answer. Great answer.
That's kind of it's not really our bailiwick. You want people to be knowledgeable about the financial engagements that they have, and that's why we have the securities laws that we have. It's why if you read a mutual fund prospectus or individual stock prospectus, you want households to have the chance to understand the risk that they're taking. And I do think it would be helpful if there were a greater regulatory apparatus around crypto, and I think that's something Congress was working on quite a lot. We've actually spent a lot of time with members of Congress working together with them on various things, and I think that would be a very constructive thing for Congress to do. Thank you.
That was a great answer, guys. Great answer. That was fantastic. Super fantastic. How's Bitcoin responding? Very bullishly. $103,500. So the market, for the most part, enjoyed what he had to say. Here's what I would say. Give it a few hours for the market to now digest what he said. Yeah, very nice, very nice. I like it. There was a lot of subtle comments in there by him that were very, very bullish. Neutral and bullish was the tone that I got from this guy's. Fantastic. The way he sidestepped and remained completely neutral on questions about whether he would be adversarial to Trump and cutting rates was fantastic. Fantastic. Well done. Well done. Absolutely amazing. All right, I'm going to get into the chat here, guys. I'm going to answer a bunch of your questions. What I would say, guys, obviously, after watching that for about an hour, I'm very, very, very behind in the chat. So if you have a pressing question you want me to answer, or you have a comment you want me to get to, send it over in a super chat and it will get my attention, because it's going to take me a long time to get through all of this chat. Chappie, thank you so much, brother. Here is 10,000 pennies for your 10,000 subs. Oh, nice. I like the way you did that, brother. I like the way you did that. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, brother. So yeah, again, guys, so if you want me to get your comment, question, I can't promise I'll get to it. I'm going to try to get through all of these, but if you have a pressing question, you need an answer or a comment you want me to get to, send it over in a super chat to get my attention. I will work my way down through the chat. What do we got? Yo, what's going on? Sullen, BTC dip. No, it's up 103,900. It's responding good. We're almost at $104,000. It's looking good, man. I'm excited. That was a good response. Altcoins are also responding very positively right now. Give the market a couple of hours now to digest this, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Congrats on 10K subs. Thank you so much, brother. Did a little shopping today. Nice. Yeah, I'm still, even though altcoins are responding positively right now, I'm probably still going to do some shopping today. Can't wait for JASMY next year to start running again. Soon enough, brother. Soon enough. They might have just got the green light to start running. Regretting buying XVN. Are you talking about XCN? Before the drop, however, I'm always willing to wait to get in plays like this. I may sell XLM for more. Yeah, I mean, it's more of a longer term perspective. You have to. I understand when you buy a project and then it dumps like the next day a little bit, but definitely holding on for the longer term. Like XCN, honestly, over the next couple of weeks or whatever, is going to do phenomenal, right? So don't sleep on it for sure, and don't, like me, I'm continuing to dollar cost average where we are right now. So, up, down. If I buy something that I like and I have conviction in, and the price goes down the next day, I buy more, right? Dumb Money in the house. What's up, buddy? What's up, Rob? The legend. When the market is up and down, in, out, left, right, it doesn't matter. I'm loving every minute of it. Hey, I know you are, brother. I know you are, man. Big Botto, well-deserved on your 10K subs, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. So it's been a long, treacherous path, but we got here, guys. We got here together, right? And Bitcoin is still pumping. We're at 104,000 now. 104,000 and climbing. Very bullish. Paul. Hey, Rob, JASMY is doing very bad performance right now. So what is your price prediction for JASMY in the next 2 months? Thanks. I don't have one for the next 2 months, my friend. But what I would say is that the next move up for JASMY, in my opinion, is probably going to be somewhere around that 7 to 8 cent level. I've shown it multiple times. That's where I kind of see it going. So, yeah. And honestly, if it's it's down today, I'll probably buy more today. I'm going to go shopping later today. If you want to know what I'm buying today, you got to be on the Patreon for that, though. Brian, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Congrats on 10K subs, bro. You deserve it and more. Thank you so much, man. Good afternoon, Bruno. Good to see you, brother. Guys, as always, if you're new here, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It costs you absolutely nothing, and I will love you forever, right? So, I mean, and who doesn't want to be loved forever, right? Come on. William, Rob, remember I spoke to you about everybody, everybody hold. You said it will go below 3016. It did. You then said it would go up after that. Would be a good buy. What do you think of the reversal? Let me have a look at it. Yeah, I mean, I told you it was going to go down to 2016, and it did. Not just a hat rack, my friend. Not just a pretty face, right? Hold. Everybody hold. Where are we here? Why is it not coming up right now? Let me check on CoinMarketCap instead. There it is. Everybody hold. Okay. Let's have a look. Where's it listed? Why is it not coming up on CoinGecko? Oh, I got it now. I got it. Sorry, man. Sorry. All right, let's have a look at it here. Let's have a look. Yes, I told you this was going to drop down, right? Let's go to the live chart. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's right. Look at the chart. I told you it was going to come down below here. There you go, man. What I would say on this, though, my friend, is it does absolutely look like it's got a massive recovery right now. If it's me personally, and that's not financial advice, but I would start taking some profits because it looks like this is starting to form, obviously, a head and shoulders pattern, right? If you reject off of this trend line that it broke above or broke down below, if you reject off of here, you got your inverse, or you got your head and shoulders. You're coming down hard, right? So if you're in profits right now, my friend, if it was me, I would probably take some profits, especially when we get closer to this trend line up here, somewhere around that 302879. That's where I would really start taking some profits, and that's just me, right? Because it looks like you got a head and shoulders playing out. I am Roots. God bless you, Rob, and everyone here. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. God bless you, too. H. Barbarina in the house. Everybody press the thumbs up and like. Yes, absolutely, man. What's up, Hines? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Nacho. Hey, Rob, sorry about yesterday. I guess I said one of the oh, no problem, man. No problem. We got some mods in the chat now that are going to delete those comments as they pop up. Gamma Goddess, shout out to Jackie, Gamma Goddess, helping out. If I missed anybody, right? We got some great mods going on. So, people make mistakes. It's all good in the hood, right? But yeah, try not to discuss on the YouTube channel the gems that we pick out over on the Patreon, guys. Those 2,000 to 3,000% gains are for Patreon members. Danny, man, what a day! Getting grilled, RFK getting grilled. I know it got pretty heated between him and Elizabeth Warren. I got a little clip here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show it right now. Let's look at the clip between him and Elizabeth Warren because I thought it was funny. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but yeah, she's up to her old tricks, right? Trying to protect people that are paying her.
So let's do a quick count here of how, as Secretary of HHS, if you get confirmed, you could influence every one of those lawsuits. Well, let me start the list. You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint people to the CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular vaccine from the vaccine schedule. You could remove vaccines from special compensation programs, which would open up manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation, even if there is no causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it easier to bring junk lawsuits. You could turn over FDA data to your friends at the law firm, and they could use it how.
Sorry, did she just say she has a problem with joke lawsuits? The puppet master of Gary Gensler has a problem with joke lawsuits?
however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program. There's a lot of ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of.
I hate when people in Congress do this. She just gave a list of things that he could do. Yeah. Yes. That doesn't mean you will do, right? I could walk down the street and start punching random people in the face. It doesn't mean I'm going to, right? It doesn't. Saying that you could do something is not equivalent to you're going to do it, right? That's these little tricky manipulations these congresswomen like Elizabeth Warren did pull.
HHS, and I'm asking you to commit right now that you will not take a financial stake in every one of those lawsuits so that what you do as secretary will also benefit you financially down.
She's projecting because that's what she does. She thinks someone else is going to do it.
On the line.
I'll comply with all the ethical guidelines.
That's not the question. You and I, you have said
You're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Well, look, no one should be fooled here.
She's trying to get them to commit to not suing vaccine companies is what she's trying to do. And you know that the vaccine companies are probably paying her to ask that question, right? Ladies and gentlemen, your congressman at work. Hold. Hello. Grace, how you doing? Grace, good to see you. Beebs in the house. What's going on, my brother from another mother? Let's get back over to BTC. We'll leave that up on the screen. Look at that, guys. BTC, 104,700, basically. Lord of the Realm, what's up, buddy? But I'm really bullish on it. Yes, I'm going to go buy some more, actually. Guys, listen, we dropped a gem over on, look at that. Oh, you guys can see it. We dropped a gem over on the Patreon the day before yesterday, guys. It's going to run very, very similar to what XCN did. I'm so bullish on it. We've dropped 3 gems in the last 24 hours, but one in particular, I am really accumulating en masse because I think it's going to go absolutely nuts. So if you want to get in on this stuff, guys, you got to be over on the Patreon, right? That's what we do. We get these gems and we ride them to the moon, right? That's what we did with XCN. That's what we did. Salute Crypto Future. What's up, Abe? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Porky, maybe I'll drop 100K on it and see how it performs. Nice. Hey, Rob, was wondering why you didn't choose Helium Mobile. I hold Helium Mobile. I do hold Helium Mobile. Well, the market has already pre-positioned itself for a major dump. Well, that didn't work out so well because it's been pumping. JASMY's up 5%. Bitcoin's up 2.6%. Bitcoin's at 104,600. Market's looking good. Market liked what he said. S&P, not a significant drop, at least yet. Go time. What's up, man? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. XCN family fire. What do you think about XCN now? Love it. Love it. Word is going around that they will not cut rates. Yeah, no, that's just common knowledge at this point. Yeah. They held rates steady. Yes. Pump up the jam, Chappie. Pump up the jam. It's great news. Yes, we were expecting it. Danny, we going to the moon, baby. We going to the moon. Let me see if I can catch up on a little bit of this stuff. Yeah, he said the economy's strong. That was very, very bullish. Mass Man, what's up, my brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Go Time says buy the dip. Nicholas, what's up, big dog? Good to see you, man. If there's a dump, I'm going to go grab a little more. Thanks for showing us the way, Rob. Hey, no problem, brother. No problem. Not in a hurry to adjust policy stance. Yep, very, very bullish. Go Time, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. God bless. God bless. Black, congratulations on 10K subs. Yes, thank you so much. What 100K subs, 100,000K subs. Yeah, we got to get to 100,000K subs. That would be mega bullish, but let's get to 25 first, right? If you're watching, guys, and if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help the channel grow. Help us keep going, man. Help us keep going, keep growing. We got to get up to about 25K subs now that we hit 10K. 10 million soon. Yeah, I wish. Peter, 10K subs. Good work. Thank you so much, Peter. There will be no big dip. Nope. Doesn't look like it. It does not look like it. Let me scroll down. Which one was the gem? We don't discuss the gems on the YouTube channel. We only discuss them on the Patreon. So if you want to know what it is, you got to go over there to look, my friend. That's where we drop the alpha. That's where we drop these gems, man. Rob, you keep printing millionaires in the Patreon, and you're going to be at 100K subs in no time. Can't wait to tackle this bear market. Yes, that's going to be so much fun, man. And yeah, we announced over on the Patreon this morning, another person announced this morning that they hit a 7-figure portfolio on our Patreon, guys. That is like 15 new 7-figure portfolios in the last 2 weeks, guys. We are printing them off over there. That's what we do, man. Our job is to help everybody, do things properly to get to a 7-figure portfolio. That should be the floor. That should be the expectation, right? And our job is to help you guys get there. That's what we do. We're helping people achieve that goal, achieve life-changing wealth. That's why you want to get in early on these projects. Like XCN, guys, we were buying XCN in March of last year, right? Everyone over on the Patreon is up over 3,000% on that project. A lot of people have taken profits and rolled them into the new gems that we're pointing out, getting ready for another 3,000% run, right? So you got to get in early on. You don't want to start getting into a project when everyone's talking about it. You want to get into it early before it pumps and stuff like that, right? Because most of the content creators are talking about XCN right now. If you go back 3 months ago, we were the only ones talking about XCN, right? But you go now and everyone's talking about it because it's hot. It's the hot topic. They're doing it for clicks. We were in it when it was not sexy. And we're in other projects right now that are not sexy topics right now, but in a couple of months, when they're up 2,000-3,000% and we're all walking away to the bank because the newcomers are pumping our bags, that's why you want to be on the Patreon, guys. It's worth it. Let's go JASMY XCN Swift. Even though I have small amount, hey, small amount is still an amount, man. As long as you have some skin in the game, you're good to go, man, right? Because you can always take those profits. You can always roll them into other gems, other projects. You can get there, man. You can get there, right? Just got to hold the line. Hold the line. DCA is the way. What else do we have going on out there? Let me see. Adam, do you think XCM will surpass 11 cents after the possible dip? I think if we see a Binance listing, man, skyrocket city, baby. Skyrocket city. Franz, what's up, buddy? Good on you, pal. Yeah, he did good. Hello. Studio Tech in the house. He is not commenting on what Trump said. Yes, that's fantastic. Couldn't be more bullish about that. That was the big question, guys. For me, that's what we were into. If you remember a few days ago, I told you guys that what the market was going to be anticipating is what Jerome Powell's response is going to be to what Trump said about demanding rate cuts, right? And of course, it was the very first question asked. The first question asked, right? And he could not have given a better answer if he tried. It was a fantastic answer. Very bullish. Jasmy's been on downtrend since the 7th. Yeah, well, DCA, that's what I'm doing, man. He's speaking right now. Oh, yeah. Sounds hawkish. Yes. We pump it or dump it. We're pumping, buddy. We are pumping. We dumped for 2 days for no reason. There was a reason because we got the DCA, right? Bitcoin's taking off. Yep, 104,000. It's looking good. Jess, what's going on, Jess? Hello, Rob. So excited. Big things to come. Absolutely. Big things popping, little things stopping. Good or bad? Thomas, it was actually really, really good. Gamma Goddess in the house. Mr. Rob and Crypto family, hope you have great news from the Federal Reserve meeting today. Let's get this money. Absolutely, man. Jetpack members only. Buy dips on new projects. Let's go XCN. Do you even stake, bro? Yeah, bro. Do you even stake, bro? Like, I like that. That's awesome. Do I think Jasmy's low is in? Yeah, I do. It's roughly at its local low. We never pump when he's talking bullish. We will. The market has to digest what he said now, right? There's going to be a lot of content coming out now, people breaking down what he said, and that will help the market kind of digest and understand his position. But he did a phenomenal job, right? He did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. So I'm very, very excited about that. What else do we have here? Oh, we got another super chat to get to here. Tola, can you explain the chart, the possible charts? Which chart are you talking about, Tola? I want to help you. I don't know what chart you're talking about. Are you talking about the XCN chart, the JASMY chart, or the Bitcoin chart? Where were we? I think Jasmy's going to explode in the next few days. Yes, I agree, man. I agree. They're trying to get him to say negative things. Yes, they were. They were pushing him to say anything possible negative about what Trump said, and you could tell that he was getting irritated with it, right? That's funny. The possible drop Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, I'll have a look at that for you, Tola. I don't think there's going to be a drop now. I mean, we might see a minor one, but listen, I mean, we just got very bullish news. What we're waiting for here on the Bitcoin chart is, now that we're below the trend line that we fell below, the upward trend line, we have to break back above that. So right now, where we need to break above is about $104,835. We got to get back up inside above this sideways trend line here, right? Because we had upward momentum, we were putting in higher lows, and then we fell below it, right? Now we caught around $101,000, but now we're having a little bit of resistance here. So what we have to do, we have to get back above this anyways, and then, like today, we have to put in we start putting in higher lows, basically, right? So, and then the real task is getting above this right here, $106,200. That's going to be the real task here, okay? Because if you see the neckline here, we have a double bottom. You see the neckline. It's going to be a great breakout on this to about $118,000 in my opinion. But now that we're below this trend line, again, we got to break above that first, start putting in, getting back into the upward channel, and then we'll be bullish, my friend. I don't foresee a big dump coming. I would have seen a big dump coming if Powell was bearish or if he said something adversarial towards what Trump had to say. But fortunately, he did not. So things worked out for the better. So I don't foresee a big dump coming, if I'm being honest. So that's kind of my view on that. Powell needs to leave the podium. Yeah, seriously, get off the stage. All in on Jasmy 5x leverage. I'm desperate. I hope you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, I would not suggest using leverage. I just bought 1,200 in Swift. Hope we get at the right time. Was between that and more XCN. Well, Swift's a good pickup for a longer term hold, right? I think Swift's going to do phenomenal in this run. So if you're holding it for the longer term, and what I mean longer term, I mean, potentially as long as potentially as long as the fall, but could be as soon as the spring, right? Then it's a fantastic hold, right? But outside of that, don't expect it to, pump your bags tomorrow. That's all. Jasmy bounce up. Yep. Richie Rich, late to the live. Any news on interest rate cuts? Just neutral, brother. Just neutral. market pump. He's doing great and needs to leave now, please. Yes. Yeah. Everyone's nervous when he's up there. Like, okay, shut up. Don't say anything stupid. Right. Crazy. So many green lights. Finally, a valid question. Yes. The Russell has a nice rebound. Nice. Trump probably threatened him. I would prefer he scares the market a bit so we can get more. Yeah. Hey, I was hoping, you know what? I'm still going to do some DCAing though, if I'm being honest. I'm probably still going to scoop some up. That gem that I'm super mega ultra bullish on from the Patreon, I'm going to scoop some more of that up today. That's my plan there. So yeah, very, very bullish on that one, man. Very bullish. Very positive market. Yep. Jasmy's mooning. Jazz is my girl. Nice side piece. She's more mine than yours. Is a win for us as we won't bleed to the negative. Yeah. Can't wait for Jasmy to start pumping. Jazzy Jazz stole my heart many years ago. Jasmy up 5% in the last. Yep. It already did. Nice. It's been since January 2022. I just added one of the new gems. Nice. There you go, brother. There you go. In a few hours, Asia wakes up. They will be chasing Jasmy. Absolutely, man. I'm up to 100,000 coins with Jasmy. Congratulations, Carlos. That is fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Super fantastic. Just loaded up on some more Jasmy. Did you hear... did you hear they say they're having a sale right in Meow? Yes, they are, man. Add more as I go. That's how it's done, man. DCA is the way. Broke briefly, then together getting married soon. I'm fully dedicated to Jasmy. Chinese New Year, they will pile in Jasmy. One of the gems is pumping. Nice. That's what we like to hear, man. Is one of the gems AMP? Nope. And you will never get an answer out of me over here on what our gems are over on the Patreon, my friend. No freebies. Got to get over to the Patreon if you want to get in early on these projects, guys. Like, it's only $15. If you're paying $15 to be a member on the Patreon and you do a 2,000 to 3,000% move on your coins, it's kind of worth it, right? Usually he talks into tanks. Yeah, it didn't tank this time. Steve says, yes, keep the gem talk to the Patreon. Absolutely. Don't leak gems. He worked hard to find them. Yes, exactly. What do we got? OP spoke too soon. Looks like it's going to tank again. Nope. What else do we have? Huge positive vibes. Absolutely, man. Still going green. Come on, altcoin season. Let's go, man. Positive or for XEN or what? Positive for the whole market, man. This is great. Happy market. Yep. Positive for the entire market. Absolutely. Gamma Goddess. Hope everyone's taking advantage of the sale on crypto. Exactly. Couple days. You're going to be happy that you did. Look at the bubbles right now, guys. Look at the bubbles. Where are we here? Oh, sorry. Stop that. Where were we here? Screen share. Bubbles. Here we go. Boom. Check it out. Check out the bubbles, guys. Got a couple of red, but look at all the green coming through. Bullish. Very, very bullish, guys. Where are we? He should entertain cuts, even not at 2%. Yeah, but he did say though that, you know, the woman was saying like one of the questions he was asked was like, you know, are you set on the 2%? And he was like, well, no, we never said that it has to be 2%, right? What we said was we want to see it moving in that direction. So that's another bullish thing, is that he committed to basically saying that it doesn't have to be 2% for us to, you know, cut rates more or print money or anything like that. He just said we want to see it continue to move in that general direction. So that was very, very positive as well, right? So yeah. What else do we have? No talk of gem chat. Exactly. Pretty good shape. Yes, that was huge. Yeah, big news, man. The gems are fart coin and butthole coin. Falcon fart coin has terrible gas fees. Hey Rob, your ears are red. Does that mean you're bearish? Hell no, I'm not bearish. When have I ever been bearish? Batman says JASMY prediction 40 to 60 cents is realistic. Just dropped 100K on fart coin. Changed my life. They're going to be neutral. No hint at a raise. Yes, exactly. We're going to pump for sure. Yeah, we've already started to a little bit. I think we'll continue to throughout the night as well. This is insane. He's a different Powell. He did seem different today, didn't he? Did he not seem different to you guys? I agree with that. What else do we have here? I thought I had. Oh, guys, check this out. I got some bullish news. Bullish news about Onyx Coin. Boom. New listing on Godex. Exciting news. Onyx Coin is now available for exchange on Godex. Another new listing. Trump is a machine. Bullish, Rob. Very bullish. Very, very bullish. These people are not loyal. They sway whenever. Yeah, and they're not supposed to be loyal, though, right? They're the Fed. They're not supposed to be loyal to any administration, right? What else do we have? LFG, Rob. Let's go, man. Let's go. Martin says JASMY. Absolutely, man. Rob, does this mean you're going to do 3 live videos per day instead of 2 moving forward? Just working hard, man. Appreciate you. Nice. I just dropped 10K on Robcoin. Best investment right now. Yes, I will definitely. Honestly, guys, I will definitely. People have asked me in the past, like a lot. And I can promise you this. You will never see me create a meme coin. So there will never be any coin created by me. I can't stand when content creators do that kind of thing, guys. You'll never see me do that. Honestly, I mean, I'd probably just end up rug pulling myself because I'm not tech savvy when it comes to creating meme coins and stuff like that. I would create a meme coin and I would cost myself money, right? Right. So, Volks, what's up, man? Rooster's in the house. Are we going from downuary to uprary? Once he's done talking, boom, pump. What are we at? 100, still at 104,000. Not too bad. Not too bad. Someone get Powell off the stage before he says something that'll dump the market. It's good if AI puts some money now in XCN for short time. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. Just make him stop now. Let's get this money, fam. Let's get it. Last question. The last question best be good. And it turned out it was a crypto question. It turned out it was a phenomenal question. What a coincidence that was, eh? Yeah, very, very bullish. And he responded in such a positive way as well. No more questions, please. Oh shit, here we go. Crypto. Of course, the last question is crypto. Yes, hey. And he dodged it good though. He answered very, very well. Yes, Lily, we got a pause still, so it was very, very bullish. He said he had a very bullish tone, right? Very bullish tone. I think that he, because he affected the market so negatively last time, I think that could be also a contributing factor, because he crashed the market hard last time, guys, and you know that, right? Like he crashed it hard. So, yeah, I think he probably figured I better not do that, right? I better not crash it hard again. What else do we have? I'm trying to get through all the comments, guys. Like I said, if you have a comment or a question, and you need to get my attention, send it over in a super chat and it will get my attention faster, because I can't promise I'm going to get through the entire chat, right? Always like the guy, bags packed, to the moon we go. Let's go. Seen so many all-time highs on Rob's lives. Yes, that's what we do. We pump the market over here, baby. My guy, Jetpack in the house. AKP chilling and killing like a villain. Huge. Y'all ready? The X belts in the house. Woo, baby. This is huge. Yeah, he spoke very bullishly on crypto, guys. Very bullishly on crypto. That was a fantastic retort to the question that he was asked. XCN's been kind of having itself a pretty good day so far too, eh? Charts looking nice. Just trying to get through some more comments here. Do I think KASPA will flip Solana soon in market cap? No, I don't. But in saying that, I mean, what is the market cap? Hang on. What's the market cap of KASPA right now? I mean, Solana's market cap is, 114.2 billion. KASPA's is, where's KASPA? KASPA's is way down there. Holy smokes. KASPA's only 3 billion. Now, while I think that KASPA is going to do phenomenal, I hold KASPA. It's not going to jump over, into the top 4 or 5 cryptos, this year. I know there's a lot of KASPA content creators out there that are going to lead you to believe that. I mean, hell, there's a bunch of meme coin content creators out there that are trying to tell you that, fart coin is going to pass Ethereum in market cap, right? There's a lot of ridiculous stuff out there, but I'm not saying that, that KASPA is ridiculous. I'm very, very bullish on KASPA, extremely bullish, but it's not going to pass Solana in market cap this bull run. Solana, there's a lot of speculation that Solana is in fact going to be the coin that leads the altcoin charge this time instead of Ethereum. And it's certainly kind of felt that way so far, right? From Portugal, what's up, man? Thank you for the live. Hey, no problem, man. What is your brief thoughts on DeepSeek? I think that people misunderstood the news of DeepSeek. I think that the fact that there is now a way to create like this whole AI aspect cheaper, faster, and with less labor. I don't know how that got priced. The only reason that got priced in negatively is because it came out of China, right? But then the market corrected right away. I mean, yesterday, NVIDIA stock skyrocketed back up again, right? So I'm not too worried about it personally. Seeing green already. Absolutely, man. Pow. Jenny, hey, brother, when do you think BTC dominance will start to go down? It could be sometime in the next couple of weeks. Could be in a month or so. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance right now. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of putting in a double top here on the Bitcoin dominance, right? So I do think that it is only a matter of time. But the problem is we put in a higher high, right? That doesn't necessarily mean it's not a double top, though. We could roll over in the next few weeks, right? But Bitcoin still has a lot of road ahead of it, right? Bitcoin is still going to lead the charge for a little bit. Like I said, I think Bitcoin's next move is somewhere around about $118,000. So it's not done yet. Before we got to wait for that to finish before the altcoins start to kick off. I don't have a price target for ACH. Guys, listen, I talked about this yesterday. I understand that ACH is kind of like all the craze right now, and it's a new shiny object on the block, and it's a great project, right? But a lot of you guys are chasing green candles, and that's a big mistake, right? There's a lot of content creators out there that will continue to flip what projects they talk about based on what's pumping, right? And if you follow content creators that do that, they're going to get you wrecked every time because they're only talking about it because it's pumping. They're not talking about it because they think it's a good investment. They're talking about it because it's pumping, because everyone wants to see content on it. So they need your clicks, right? So that's one of the reasons I haven't been talking about ACH, is because I believe that, yeah, it's obviously been running. It's going to have a correction and people are going to get wrecked. So I don't want my followers to see me talking about it and then go buy it, and then their exit liquidity for people who bought in a long time ago, right? So yeah, that's what I would say about it. Do not chase green candles, guys. I don't care what content creator out there right now is telling you it's going to the moon. If it's already had a massive move, it's going to have a cool down period, and they're just going to get you wrecked. They just want your click. Okay, so be careful and protect yourself. Leo in the house. What's up, brother? Professionally positive. Yes, absolutely. Jasmy up 8%. Yes, Jasmy's looking fantastic. What else do we have? Looking forward to what you're buying, Rob. I'm swapping out of my XRP today. Yes, I will be putting my buy alerts over on the Patreon this afternoon. So definitely check it out, guys. I'm excited. You know me. I've been shopping a lot lately, guys. I've been putting a lot of buy orders, a lot of my buy alerts over on the Patreon over the last week, probably week or so. So, and I'm going to do some more shopping today because you know what? I was looking forward to it. I was hoping for a dump. We didn't get one, but that's okay because I'm going to buy anyway, right? DCA on Jasmy while it does something. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. I am Jasmy. We're all Jasmy. Send it, baby. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. That was crazy. Jasmy pumping. Neutral. Yes, that's what we want to see, man. Rob, congrats on 10K subs. Now open. Thanks for your positive Powell news. Bigger bull. Yes, big news coming now. Basically, guys, we just got the signal that the bull run can now continue, right? Bigger crowd, bigger gains. RFK is another 10K subs. Congrats. Thank you so much, man. Been here since 3K subs. Yes, you have, Shane. Yes, you have, brother. She was great, but didn't understand the question. The worm has eaten the brain. Jasmy next, 3 cents. Let's go, man. Let's go. Junk lawsuit. Yeah, that's Elizabeth Warren for you, right? Unreal hypocrisy. Yes, unreal hypocrisy drives me nuts. That's Elizabeth Warren. Jasmy engines rumbling. What do we got here? I'm in the right place, right over target. Rob, God bless. God bless, man. God bless. Absolutely. He could claim his native heritage, but didn't. Jasmy pumping? Yeah, it's up. It's up like 8% or something like that. Jackie, what's up? Market responding well. Absolutely. Well, I mean, if you think she's right, hey, I mean, absolutely. Hop on the Elizabeth Warren bandwagon. See how that works out for you, right? Listening to the old hang. Stick to crypto. Maybe, I mean, if you don't like what I have to say, no one's making you be here, man, right? Despite what you might think, there's no gun to your head telling you to be here. If you don't like my opinion, GTFO, right? That's all I got to say, man. Elizabeth, what's up, dear? Good to see you. Hope he gets it. She should join the Patreon. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren is a joke, brother. Fight, fight, fight. Yes, exactly. Love how crypto got placed above the banks. No longer can be. Yes, exactly. It's being looked at more positively now, man. Absolutely bullish. Powell had some great things to say today, guys. I was bullish on it. He was neutral to bullish, and that's what you want to see, right? That's what you want to see. That's what we were hoping for. We got, in my opinion, we got the best possible positive scenario that we could, outside of like rate cuts, but we knew that wasn't going to happen, right? So yeah. What is the gem? It's over on the Patreon. Elizabeth, shoot me a message on the Patreon and I'll let you know, or just ask someone over there. Jasmy's on the move. I'm joining Monday. Nice. We'll be happy to have you over there, Jason. Be happy to have you over there. I think Helium Mobile is next. Mobile's having a good pump right now, isn't it? Mobile's up 30% on the day. Yeah. Fantastic. Great. So no dump anymore? Nope. No dump from the looks of it. What do we got? First BTC, then the altcoins. Yes. I think that you are under the impression that you're going to offend someone by saying go Biden. We don't give a shit that you're a Democrat, man. We don't care. You're not going to upset anybody here. We're not a toxic community, man. You're just like not going to fit in. That's all, right? You can be as toxic as you want. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings here. Getting hurt feelings is a Democrat thing, right? It's a leftist thing. You might have your feelings hurt, but we don't give a crap what you're saying, right? Just so you know. I'm here. Don't worry. WF Capital in the house. What do we got? Another super chat. Nothing but the North Talk. What's up, fam? Good to see you, man. Good afternoon, Rob. How about helium? Anything? It feels good so far. No, thank you for your good work. Excuses, my French. Those fake green candles. Yes, Helium Mobile, brother, is having a phenomenal time right now. It's having a phenomenal time right now. Let's go have a look at it. It's up 32%. You know what? Let's look at the chart. Let's look at the chart, brother. Let's look at mobile. Yeah, she's pumping. She's up 32%. I don't know why it's up. I haven't really looked into why it's pumping today. It was there. Where did it go? There we go. Come on. 30% to the upside here. Look at that. Let's go look at the chart. What is going on with mobile? For full transparency, brother, I am a mobile holder. I do hold Helium Mobile. Oh, there we go. That's why. We were in a bullish structure. I was charting this the other day for someone, and here we are. And the cool thing is we haven't even broke out of this structure yet. I foresee on a breakout out of here, we're going to move up to around that 2017 area. So yeah, we've been in this descending channel for quite some time here, right? Since December 2nd. So yeah, we're breaking out of a nice bullish structure here, brother. Absolutely. And I don't think if we get the breakout here, here's the thing though, right? We're not even broken out of this structure. Look, we're still inside of here. We need our third touch. What we need to see here is we need to see the break and then the retest confirmation, and then we'll go. So we're just getting this Helium Mobile pump could just be getting started, right? So keep strapped on for that, man. Feb is a breeze. Relax. Charmander's in the house. 25K subs army by the end of February. That would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. Could you imagine? That would be quite the spike in subscribers. Holy smokes. Not that I would complain about it, man. That would be phenomenal, right? But we carry on. We carry on, baby. How do you feel about ACS? I don't know anything about it, but altcoin requests go in the top of the chat where the goals section is. I would prefer you have a small channel, which is very nice. Spencer's. For my limit buy on XCN, 1 cent 7.5, bought 1 cent 2, sold the initial investment, then bought. I wanted more. Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. XCN. How high can do you expect? Here's the thing, guys. I'm on pause when it comes to XCN, right? I'm on pause. And what I mean by that is there is no way to know where it's going to go. And the reason for that is because we have 4 major catalysts coming in very, very short order here, right? We have a potential Binance listing coming. We have Justin Sun, who the proposal got approved for. So he's going to be involved and Justin Sun now has a financial interest in the success of XCN as a project. And he also sits on the board as an advisor of Trump's company, Liberty Financial, right? Which has been buying up altcoins like crazy. So there's a potential to see Liberty Financial scoop up some XCN, as again, it would financially benefit Justin Sun for that to happen. We have the vote on a token burn mechanism being implemented as well. So guys, there's so much. We have the release of the XCN ledger and the new white paper that's coming out in like 5 days. So with all of that coming in such a short amount of time, there's no real way to know how high XCN could really go in the short term here, right? We have to let all of these catalysts play out and see where the smoke settles, right? That's what I would say about it. That's what I'm doing. I'm on pause. I'm not doing anything until I know what's happening with all of this, right? Take on SPA. SPA. I don't even know what SPA is, but let's have a looky-loo. Now, the reason I'm looking at SPA for Jose is because he's a member of the channel. I can't. Oh, are you talking about Spirax? Is this what you're talking about here, man? $32 million market cap. Tokenomics are not terrible. Okay. All-time DWF Labs portfolio. All-time high in the last bull run, 23 cents. It's on Coinbase. And Crypto.com. Okay, that's good. What are they, though? Silicon Valley-based blockchain company aims to build a trusted infrastructure for a decentralized economy, providing greater efficiency, flexibility. Okay, so yeah, I mean the tokenomics seem okay. The market cap's nice and small. It's got some decent listings. Looks like a decent pick. Looks like a decent little pick. XCN listing rumors are for Thursday. Man. So yeah, not a bad time to continue to accumulate, guys. Not financial advice, right? Let's get JASMY back up to 5 cents soon enough, brother. It's coming, man. It is coming. I'm confident of that. I am confident of that. Hang on a second here, guys. Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, she was going pretty crazy there. She's going pretty crazy. Everything is freaking little clips of Powell online right now. It's crazy. What else do we have here? Why are some saying that XCN gets a Binance listing, the price will drop? It will drop. Because whenever a project gets listed on Binance, there's always a massive dump. There's a big pump beforehand, and then there's a big dump because everyone holding it before it got listed sells and takes their profits, right? And it's a fact. It's not. I know that people are asking me about Cesar said it and stuff like that on his channel. Great guy, by the way. I don't know him, but I do watch some of his stuff. So what I would say is, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong in what he said. He's not wrong at all. It does dump after it gets listed on Binance. So you got to be ready for that to potentially take profits. I mean, whether you're going to take profits or not, it's kind of up to you. I can't tell you what to do, right? But what I will be doing is what the Patreon members will know. I'm going to let them know what I'll be doing. And yeah, I mean, most of them already know what I'm going to be doing. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? But it is a good time to take profits, guys. It is a good time to be taking profits, right? You might not want to hear it, but I mean, I know a lot of people are upset at Cesar and some other people for saying that that XCN will probably dump after it gets listed on Binance, but he's not wrong, right? He's just trying to warn people ahead of time. And, we'll just kind of go from there. Now check this out, guys. I just want to show you a clip here real quick about the SEC creating a crypto task force. We're going to get into that real quick. And then I will get back into the chat, guys. So bear with me on that.
And talk to us a little bit about what's going on with SAB 121. Let's talk accounting details here, because I'm looking at this tweet from Hester Peirce. As I mentioned, she's been nicknamed the crypto mom. She says, bye-bye SAB 121. It's not been fun, SEC.gov. Staff Accounting Bulletin, number 122. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, as Mike said, that Hester Peirce and Mark Ueda are now 2 of the 3 commissioners left in the SEC. There's supposed to be 5. We got to wait for Paul Atkins to likely be confirmed. But what SAB 121 did, you could argue maybe the SEC had good intentions. A lot of people in the crypto industry would say they had bad intentions. But what it did is it said that if you hold in crypto, if you're custodying crypto, think big Bank of New York Mellon, they custody $50 trillion in assets. They do not have $50 trillion on the balance sheet. But if you're going to custody crypto, you got to put that as a liability. And that means if you're a bank, they have a lot of regulatory requirements. They have to hold regulatory capital. So like the fees they would earn from custodying those assets do not even come close to offsetting the regulatory costs of like holding assets to offset that. So basically what it did is it functionally made it illegal for TradFi institutions to play in the crypto space and custody crypto assets, despite many of these banks wanting to get involved. They see the money that Coinbase and these other people are making, but getting rid of this means that the TradFi players are going to come in. I also think it's likely going to cause people like Coinbase and Kraken and Gemini. Right now, you have them trading these assets and custodying them. That's not how it works in TradFi. The New York Stock Exchange does not custody your asset. There's other platforms that do it. I think there's going to be separation there. We're already seeing trickle effects, but we're going to see a lot more come down from this repeal.
You know, James, I'd love to bring it into your wheelhouse of ETFs. I've lost track of how many crypto-related ETF applications we've seen, but I'm wondering from your perspective how much the pendulum really has swung as far as these applications landing with the SEC. I mean, can we expect really just a rubber stamp for all of them, or will there be some pushback about, hey, do we really need a double-levered bonk ETF?
Great call out. That thing was filed yesterday. I mean, so what we're seeing is a bunch of these issuers, particularly issuers that kind of go after the more exotic space of the ETP market, are pushing the limits to see what this SEC is going to allow. And I think it's basically going to be decided by Hester Peirce and that crypto task force about like what rules and regulations are we going to have around assets that can be put in the ETP wrapper. I don't think it's a guarantee these things are going to get approved. I think it's likely that a lot of things are going to get approved, but they're going to draw the line somewhere. I don't know if that's going to be a market cap or how these assets come to market, or who knows exactly what they're going to come up with, but I don't think it's going to be a rubber stamp. All these things just get through automatically. And honestly, I think if that does happen, it might not be a good thing. It might be the pendulum, as you hinted, swinging completely too far to the opposite direction.
Yeah, the importance of that SAB 121 getting repealed, guys. I've talked about that before. The impact of that is so much bigger than some people realize, I think, right? Banks being able to custody crypto is going to onboard a lot of retail investors that are not tech savvy, who do not want to bother learning how to operate an exchange and stuff like that, right? Think about your parents, your grandparents, or whomever, right? It's going to make it easy for them and trusting for them to get into crypto, right? That's a lot of money coming into the space, a lot of liquidity that's going to pump your bags. So, Will Brown, what's your Patreon? The Patreon the link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments and it's in the description, my friend. If you want to find it, it is there for you. Pretty easy. A possible drop on Bitcoin. You think ICP is a good coin? Yes, I do. I do like ICP. Trump is negative himself. Okay, sure. I'm sorry that Trump hurt your feelings, dude. Will official Trump coin go to all-time high soon? I have no idea, man. It's a meme coin, right? There's no way to know with meme coins. Blessings, John. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Jasmy popping off this weekend. Blix, what's up, buddy? You said they will ask him the question, and it was literally the first question. Yes, exactly. Congrats on 10K subs. Just the tip of the iceberg, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. When do you think XCN will pump again? Probably as we start to see some of these catalysts for XCN start to roll out, right? We're not going to have the token burn vote on the DAO for a couple of weeks, I think. So also probably the next thing that kind of happened would be probably the vote for the Binance listing. That would be the next potential catalyst to pump XCN, in my opinion. So that's what I would be watching for. This is the start of the entire market pump, in my opinion. I'm afraid Trump will crash the market soon. Get out of the market then. Short everything to zero if you think that. Where do you think Swift market will be at the market cap will be at the peak of this? Oh, I have no idea, man. $5 billion is definitely possible. Yes. What are your thoughts on Mana? Mana, I don't mind Mana, but I think that I think that projects like Mana and Sandbox, if you were going to get into them, you probably should have got into them in the bottom of the bear market like 2 years ago. I think getting into them right now, I mean, there's probably better projects to get ROI on than those ones, in my opinion. Who knows how hard metaverse projects are going to pump this time around, right? They could pump to the moon. They might not, right? ETH is gearing up for its next run. I anticipate February. Yes, I agree. ETH is definitely pumping up, gearing up for a move to the upside. Yes. $5 billion market cap for Swift will be $1 per coin. It's possible, but I would be thinking closer to, honestly, like 30 to 40 cents is where I would be targeting. Danny just got on the Patreon. Nice. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome to the family. We will be live over there later tonight. Make sure that you join us for the live on the Patreon, man. We just dropped 3 gems over there that are going to perform just as well as XCN did, I believe, in the next few weeks. So absolutely get in on that. XCN over 8 to 10 cents. I can pick up a decent amount of those gems. Dry powder is dry. Yeah. Crypto booming. If you're not on the Patreon, the gem you deserve is Fartcoin. Share them gems with the fam. I do. They're over on the Patreon, brother. Exactly, Jackie. Exactly. Gonna front run Rob and buy more of those gems. Nice. Nice. Good idea, man, because I'm buying this afternoon. When they do leak the gems on here, you buying them will help the Patreon. Yeah. I'll join soon, Rob. I hope to see you over there, Ty. I hope to see you over there, brother. Best thing I've ever done in crypto was join the Patreon. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that, man. AT says the Patreon sub will pay for itself quick. Yes, absolutely, man. It does. It absolutely does. Spencer, I lost all my Bitcoin in Mt. Gox. Oh, wow. Been around a while in crypto, eh? When they were $30. Did you get any? Did you get any back though? Because aren't they supposed to be this year? Aren't they supposed to be getting the creditors back their Bitcoin that lost it in Mt. Gox? I think they were paying people back in Bitcoin soon, aren't they? Are you one of the people getting some? And if you are you going to sell or are you going to hold? Rob, shave all your hair on the top of your head off and go full beard, guaranteed 10K more subs fast. Turbo is a gem. Yeah, Turbo's a good project. He was wearing a mask. Not really him. Powell is scared of the orange dictator. Okay. Hey, Couch, could KASPA flip Salon? Coach? No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I find it, Forfeit. I haven't really had an opportunity to check it out. So, yeah. Bronny says, join the Patreon yesterday, already up on the coins. Nice. See, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. We get in early. We pump, baby. So, yeah. You know, people ask me all the time on here. They're like, man, like, you know, what's a gem? Throw a gem at me, man. What should I flip my money into? Get over to the Patreon, man, right? Everybody else over there is making money. Like I said, just today, another person over on the Patreon announced that they hit a 7-digit portfolio, guys. Could be you. XCN, but JASMY. What happened with the Fed? Neutral to positive. Liquidity, what's going on, man? What's going on? Bronny says Patreon price already paid for from coin recommendations. There you go, man. There you go. Exactly. $15, guys, to make God knows how much money. Crazy opportunity. Wasn't able to catch the FOMC, but hopefully we got, it was actually, he was bullish to neutral, neutral to bullish, however you want to word it, right? It was very, very good. It was very, very good for sure. So with everybody hold, what if it breaks past that head and shoulders? Like what happened? I mean, yeah, I mean, what if, right? But what if it doesn't, right? I mean, it's really up to you, brother. What your risk tolerance is on it. If you're willing to hold it, if it dumps on that head and shoulders pattern, then go ahead, right? Personally, for me, I would take profits. That's just me. Powell's waiting for alt season. Yeah. Do you think Trump had an influence? No, I don't. Not yet. He said that he hasn't even, Powell said in his press conference that he hasn't even spoken with Trump or Trump's administration yet. Now, he could be lying, but I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? Is probably like, look, with the new administration coming in, you're bound to have a pivot in policy from the Fed, right? From all agencies, really. That's just kind of like a given, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on Spell? Cardano. Like I said, guys, altcoin requests go at the top in the goals section. There's a tab at the top that says goals. That's where you put in your altcoin requests. Do you think XCN will have a pullback or start running again? I mean, it could. I think it's going to consolidate where it is right now, if I'm being honest, right? If we go over to the XCN chart, right? If we go back in history, we ping-ponged inside of this first bull pennant for 7 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we broke to the upside. This time, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on our 7th day consolidating in this bull pennant again, right? We could ping pong inside of here for another couple of days, which actually would be kind of a good thing. Build up some strength on this level for support before breaking up further. If we consolidate right here and then get a Binance listing, fantastic, right? Altcoin requests go in the goals tab. Definitely not Jason. Good to hear, Tony. Good to hear, man. Alex got into ACH at 2 cents one. Nice. There you go, man. There you go. Just moonshot crypto. Yeah, well, crypto kind of got the green light to start to pump, right? That's the way I look at it. The market can continue in an upward trajectory now, in my opinion, because everybody was uncertain. And the fact that he came out as bullish as he did, I think you're going to start to see the market move on its next leg up now. That's what I think is going to start to happen. If we go to the Bitcoin chart, the hurdle that we have to overcome on Bitcoin right now is 62. First, we got to get back above this trend line here, but we got to get above $106,200 for Bitcoin. Once we break above that, I think it's a clear shot up to about $118,000, right? Any testimonials for your Patreon here? Read the chat. There's a whole ton of people in the chat that are over on the Patreon. The best way to do it would be to ask them, right? Ondo to the moon. Yes. I love Ondo, man. I love Ondo. Hit the like button for the knowledge, guys. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Lily, I need TA on Elizabeth Warren. What's the ticker, Lily? What's the ticker? Let me see. I found it. You need TA on Elizabeth Warren. All right. Let's have a look at Elizabeth Warren. You got into this? Oh, Lily. You're crazy. What do we got here? Wow, this has been going like flatline since this started coming down back in May of last summer. Holy smokes. There's no sign of life in this one. Not on the daily. There is no sign of life on this, Lily. This one's kind of flatlined in my opinion. I don't think this is coming. Look at that chart. That's terrible. I don't think this one's coming back, Lily. I don't. I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry. I could be wrong, but I don't know. If you're in it, I don't know. I might want to just, if it was me, I might just take the hit and get out of it personally, because it doesn't look like it's coming back unless some catalyst happens with Elizabeth Warren, like she gets fired or something like that. But then they'd probably just make another Elizabeth Warren coin, right? Like Elizabeth Warren got fired coin or something. So yeah, that's I wish I could give you better news on that one. But I always got to be honest, right? I always got to be honest. Got an airdrop, I guess, from Miria or Ethereum, Wild Goat coin. Any thoughts? Listen, if you're getting random coins dropped into your wallet, they're probably scams, man. So usually I would say just ignore them. That's what I would say about that, right? Don't try to sell it. Don't try to take profits. Happens with NFTs as well. People get airdropped random NFTs, and they try to get you to connect something to claim your airdrop, and then they drain your wallet. So do not fall for that, man. Don't fall for that kind of stuff. Just ignore airdrops from random coins that drop in your wallet. They're not real, in my opinion. They're not real airdrops, right? Protect yourselves, guys. Protect yourselves. Speaking of which, protecting yourselves, guys, there's a massive amount of people over on the Discord who pretend to be me, okay? The Discord is a free service that we provide to the community. And with free comes scammers, right? So I have to put this out there every once in a while. Guys, you will never talk to me. You will never have access to me one-on-one over on the Patreon, ever, for any reason, okay? I will not message you first. I will not respond to you messaging me. So I'm not over, I'm over there. I'm in the public chat over there, but you will never have direct one-on-one access to me over on the Patreon, or sorry, the Discord. The only place you can get one-on-one access to me, you can talk, you can DM me one-on-one, you can schedule one-on-one coaching video calls with me, but you do that only on the Patreon. Nowhere else will you have access to me one-on-one, okay? So people keep asking me, is that you messaging me on the Patreon or over on the Discord? I mean, the answer is no, it's not me. You will never have access to me one-on-one on the Discord, only on the Patreon, right? Dump or pump with a Binance listing. Well, on the news, we'll get a big pump. And then as soon as it gets listed, we'll get a big dump. Hopefully CPI lowers in February. Yeah, that would be great. That would be a great follow-up on this, right? XCN did another pop-up. Yeah, I saw that. Our Oliver, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right, guys. So I got about 10 minutes left in me. I'm going to keep scrolling down through these questions and answering them. If you have a question you want answered before I go, you got to send it over in a super chat to get my attention, because I'm way behind. I am like 6 hours behind on questions. So I'm going to burn through as many as I can in about 10 minutes. So if you want yours addressed, send it over in a super chat and I will get to it immediately. Do you think this alt cycle could only be a top 500 coin as there are too many coins? Do I think this alt cycle could be a top 5? I don't understand the question, Gain. I apologize, my friend. I don't understand what you're asking me. Hey, from Calgary, we are new. What time are your lives on the Patreon? About 9:30 p.m. Central. After we finish the live stream here on YouTube, we go live over on the Patreon. Do you think Powell bought a bag of JASMY? Maybe. Definitely getting an end of the week pump. Yes. He hates Trump-related questions. 100% he does. 100% he does. Powell's got a bed made of XCN tokens. Tell them naysayers GTFO. Absolutely, man. Powell definitely got some last. What about Onyx Coin? We already talked about Onyx Coin quite a bit. Top 5, what's up, man? Great news, folks. Our coin is launching in less than 3 weeks. I'll stay tuned. Questions? What do you guys feel the best external wallet? The best external wallet? I personally use Ledger. Pocahontas is a clown. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. About to secure 10 mil coins of the gem. Thanks, Rob. Hey, absolutely, man. Get those gems, man. I'm scooping some more of the gem that we released there over on the Patreon as well. I'm going to buy some more today, guys. Today. Again, you want to get in early on these things, guys. You want to get in on them before they pump 3,000%, right? I'm getting a lot of people messaging me and asking me in the chat and stuff. They're like, oh, man, I wish I got in on XEN when it was like 2012. That's where we got into it on the Patreon, right? And my only answer is, guys, listen, we're looking at 3 other projects over there right now that have the same potential to do the exact same thing. So I would say get over there and get in early on these plays, guys, right? Don't wait until they pump 2,000-3,000% and then go, oh, I'm going to buy that, right? Do you think BTC holders will sell to buy alts as new BTC? Eventually, BTC holders will sell to shift their money into altcoins. That is part of this cycle. Just not yet. Bitcoin has to top off first, and Bitcoin's top's not even close to in yet. I just realized I somehow acquired 0.075, oh my God, coin on Coinbase. No idea how. It's probably just some sort of a little airdrop, man. Just ignore it. All oversold due to the pump. Yeah. Market's still looking pretty good. I just bought Miria and Zeman. What's your prediction on those two? Miria, I mean, I could see going to 30 to 40 cents. I don't have one on the other one there. Heard Binance getting investigated for laundering. Yeah, from the US, in Europe, I believe. In Europe. XCM will explode shortly. Yes. Dennis, hey, Robin family, what do you think about Toshi? Thanks. I think Toshi potentially could still have probably maybe a 4 or 5x left in it, but I can't guarantee anything, right? I mean, the market cap's reasonable for it still, but maybe it ran its course. It's up pretty hard. It's up pretty high right now when you're looking at the weekly and the monthly, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I mean, if you were going to buy it, I would DCA. I wouldn't ape in. Thank you very much. No problem. No problem. Caesar, what's up, brother? Man, listen, guys, you got to go subscribe to Caesar for sure, man. I watch his stuff every evening, man. Every evening I watch his stuff. He's a solid dude. I like his content. We don't know each other again, but yeah, solid channel, solid dude. I highly recommend checking him out. One of my go-to channels for sure. Caesar collab on a live with Rob, please. Yes, that would be awesome. That would be awesome if we could collab, man. That would be epic. After the dump, the price will eventually come back. We didn't dump. We didn't dump, though. That's the thing, right? Glad I stacked a big sack of Ondo on that pullback. Yes, Ondo for sure, man. One of my favorite projects. They just partnered with Ripple, didn't they? Like the day before yesterday or something like that. Something about the tokenization of something or other. That's Ondo, right? Hell yeah, Caesar in the house. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Congrats on 10K subs. Thank you so much, man. Caesar collab soon. Seems like everyone wants a collab here with Caesar Gets Crypto. Absolutely, man. That would be amazing. Thanks, D1. I'm down. Just forfeit. Nice. Took a long bag. Two at that guy's name. Took so long. Nice. Yeah, you know what? I'll shoot you a DM there over on X, brother. We'll get something in the books. That'd be awesome. Rob, thanks for all you do. How do you feel about Turbo going forward? I like Turbo. I think Turbo will still do good. I hold Turbo for full transparency, right? I always got to be honest with you. But yeah, I like Turbo going forward. I do. I Turbo, guys, every cycle I pick, like, after I've built a solid fundamental portfolio of like blue chips and Bitcoin and stuff like that through the first year and a half, 2 years of the bull run, or the bear market, sorry. Then I start to degen a little bit, right? Somewhere around the halving event, I'll pick up 1 or 2 meme coins that I think are going to stick it out until the end of the bull run. Last time around, it was Doge and Sheeb. This time around, I went with Turbo. So, yeah. I was dying when they made a coin called Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. I bought a meme coin called Sure. Yeah, I've heard of that one before. I think I've looked at it for people. Not much into meme coins other than Doge and Shiba Inu. I bought it because they're being praised by Shiba Inu, and yeah, FOMO can end up doing that, right? FOMO can end up doing that. Just trying to skip through some of this. Great day to DCA. Yeah, I'm still going to DCA today, guys. Even though the market's responding positively to what happened, I'm still going to DCA. I feel like, if you zoom out to the weekly and the monthly, there's still some good prices out there to be DCAing into, in my opinion. So that's what I would say. Looking over at the bubbles, right? I mean, you zoom out and there's still some good DCA opportunities, right? Look at the weekly, look at the monthly. XCN's just being completely obese with it, right? But see, there's still some good opportunities out there. Bankruptcy thing was impossible. Will XRP go down this evening? I have no way to know that, my friend, to be honest with you. What's XRP at right now? I mean, I think XRP is pretty close to a local bottom, if I'm being honest with you, man. $3.10. Didn't it? It dipped all the way down to like, wow, $2.03. Is that how far down it went? Holy smokes. Oh, I'm looking at the month. Never mind. Looking at the week, how far? Yeah, $2.76. Yeah, I mean, I think that we've seen local bottoms on a lot of these projects, if I'm being honest with you. I think that the market, now that Powell has said what he said, he seemed neutral to bullish. So I think that, that's kind of given the green light for the market to make its next leg up. And I think that that's exactly what's going to happen. I think it might take a little bit of time for the market to kind of digest what he had to say. But I'm bullish moving forward, though. Turbo or Toshi? If it was me, I'd go with. That's a tough question, man. That's a tough question because, in terms of ROI, the potential. Again, there's no guarantees in meme coins. The potential is probably there in Toshi, but Turbo is a little safer. I mean, safe is a relative term when it comes to, all of crypto, not just meme coins. But Turbo would be the, for lack of a better word, safer bet. And I think Turbo could hit the likes of 10 cents, if I'm being honest with you. How does hunting crypto gems work? It's I don't really know how to answer that question in a quick fashion. There's a lot you need to know, right? You need to know tokenomics. You need to know charts. You need to know community. You need to know fundamentals. You need to know how to research teams. One of the first things I research when I'm looking at new projects is I go look at the team, right? What has the team done in the past? What projects have they worked on? Were they good projects or were they bad projects? Did they rug? Did they fail? Did they walk away? That is one of the key fundamentals that I look for when I'm just getting started, right? There's a lot to learn. And what I would say, if you want to learn more in that kind of stuff, we teach that stuff over on the Patreon. So am I following AMP at all? Not really. I mean, I followed AMP in the last bull run and it did very well for itself in the last bull run. And then Gary Gensler attacked it in the bear market. So it kind of lost a little bit of momentum, but I think that AMP will have a good bull run this time around. I really do, because I think it will, because now that the chains are off with the SEC and we don't have to deal with that garbage anymore. How do I find your Patreon? The link is in the chat, it's in the pinned comments, and it is in the description of the video. Floki will go up. Floki's got a huge community, so I would imagine, this is just me assuming, but I would imagine it goes up. Like I said, it's listed like everywhere, and it's got a huge community. So, Rob asked you a question, but no response. Do you like SEI or SUI? Honestly, I like both of those projects, man. If I'm being honest with you, I hold both of those projects, so take that for what it's worth. SUI's got more adoption, right? And a lot of projects are building on SUI right now. A lot of AI agents and stuff like that are happening over there. It's definitely got more traction than SEI, but I think SEI has more room to grow in terms of, ROI. So it's a tough choice. It's a tough toss-up, but I hold both. So I couldn't really choose between the two. Mobile's pumping hard. Yeah, mobile's up. What is it up now? Mobile's up 42%. Does anybody know why mobile's pumping? I mean, I looked at the chart earlier, but it was due for a breakout, but looks like it's breaking out of the descending channel that it's in right now. But again, guys, I tell you guys often, right? Wicks don't matter. They matter, but what matters is where these candles close to me, right? I mean, that's kind of what I would be paying attention to. Okay, chat, don't have a ton of money to invest, but is the Patreon worth it? I was kidding. Oh, I went through all that work for nothing, Lily. Damn you. Oh, man, you guys. Bob says 2 days into the group and making money. Nice. There you go, man. There you go. White Knight, where have you been, man? I feel like it's been like 2 months. Love all your work, Rob. Direct, honest, and continuously provide education and conviction to all who want to listen and absorb. JASMY Jumbo Jet will hit the runway soon. Patience. Yes, absolutely, man. After XCN gets listed, gets a Binance listing and the price drops, how long do you think before the price recovers? There's no real way to know, April. People will probably continue to buy it, but like I said earlier on, like Cesar was saying, I have to agree with him, man. Whenever a project gets listed on Binance, a lot of people who've been holding for a long time, because as soon as the announcement comes out, you see a big pump, like a big one, right? And then like the day it gets listed, everybody dumps because it's a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, right? Because all the people on Binance who didn't have access to it or want to buy it on Binance start buying it up. So all the people who've been holding it since like 201, 202, 20, whatever, right? They dump. That's going to happen. I agree 100% with that, right? Happens every time. I watched it happen with Gala last bull run. I remember the night that Gala got listed on Binance. It pumped hard when they announced it, and then it tumbled all the way back down again, like the day it got listed. Currently thankful about the time. Got some good news. Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks, Rob. Love you, big man. Got to head to the gym. Yeah, get them gains. I got to get to the gym soon, too. Holy crap. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I didn't even realize that. Like I said, the pump is here. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm just going to scroll down real quick, see if there's anything else. Cesar says, looks like we got to make it happen now, Rob. The people have spoken. I agree, brother. I agree. I will be shooting you a DM over on X probably tonight, my friend. And I look forward to your videos tonight, man. I watch them every night, brother. Every night. Jetpack, my guy. What's up, man? All right, guys. Okay, so yeah, I'll never catch up on the chat here. I got to get to the gym. I got to have lunch. I haven't even eaten lunch yet. I will be live later tonight, 8 p.m. Central. I will be live on the Patreon after that. And yeah, all right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for being here. Get over to the Patreon, guys. You do not want to miss what we got going on over there, man. Absolutely lights out content. So, all right, guys. I'll see you guys later.